Social media is on fire right now. In fact, what you're about to hear is deep. This is deep. This is explosive. And it is important that you pay attention from the beginning of it till the end. Gradually, and with a speed that you can not even imagine, on justice for MOHBAD. This that you're about to hear and see for yourself will shed light. In fact, what you're about to hear will make you realize that the police definitely, they are aware. Whenever they are not willing to do the right thing, you will definitely see their hands. I hinted you earlier that the demise of MOHBAD and certain things attached to it, it is so huge and big. Meaning, if they are to get answers and also issue justice on one, it means the other side of it has to be open to the public. And there are people who are connected to it. They don't want that to be open, because if it is, their names will be soiled and it will go up and up and up and up the ladder. If you know what I mean. But if you don't know, just pay attention. Stay tight. Stay put from the beginning of this video to the end. Prime Boy, MOHBAD's friend, MOHBAD's childhood friend, that the demise of MOHBAD was supposed to be put upon, and of course, alongside the nurse. The nurse that is nowhere to be found. She has stopped existing on social media. The last time we saw her on social media, she was somewhere in a club enjoying herself. Apart from her mother crying out, screaming back then, like, look, my daughter should not be used as a scapegoat. But then she said she administered this, she administered that. Apart from WUNMI claiming that she was not there, she does not know. There are certain things that was administered to MOHBAD that the toxicology report did not show. And there are certain things that scientifically is not possible for it to exist unless we are going to be tutored differently. Unless our eyes is going to be opened into some things that we don't know. MOHBAD was under the soil for how many days? 7 to 9 days, thereabout. There are certain things that should not exist in MOHBAD's body that was found. So it means that they lied, they manipulated, and there are certain substances that are not sold in Nigeria but found in MOHBAD's body. Now this brings us back to the laboratory in Pennsylvania, United States. What you're about to watch is an eye-opener. It will shock you. Prime Boy and someone that I don't want to tell you who that person is. Of course, you have already suspected. There are a lot of diggings that have been done. I'm talking about CCTV, the CC camera, the iCLOUD of MOHBAD. Well, every of this is available. Yes, the CCTV, that clip that WUNMI quickly removed, according to her sister, on MOHBAD's phone, it is in the bin, in the trash of iPhone company, the Apple company. It is there. It is there. I want you to pay attention to this one. Do not forget to like and share. Don't forget to tap on the subscribe button.
Ratings me get more followers.
Yeah.
Because if you told one see more sensitivity in cotton sensitivity in cotton is like you need to clear your name from this. Do you have any other cases or court cases or anything to go to?
God forbid,
nothing. So she wants to drop any charges. She want charge her now. They did not charge you.
Oh, lọ sí pàǹtí ni inú cell ni wọ́n dẹ̀ ti gba bail wa, but wọ́n sọ pé the case is still going on. No kàn fi yẹn dá wa dúró.
Oh, we're out on bail. Ṣé nǹkan tó sọ nìyẹn? Oh, we're out on bail. Okay, man, so details, anything. If you're out on bail, don't talk to anybody. Don't discuss the case. Shaman will run on because Shaman will teach a criminal case because 1 year will bad. So, only 2 years. But at this time, Kilowi,
ilé yóò gbọ́dọ̀ pẹ́ ó ṣe kọ́ bá tẹ ọkọ̀ tẹ yorùkọ tèmi kọ́ mi ò
no
nípa
nǹkan tó mo fẹ́ bẹ sọ nìyẹn àwọn máa drag it for years but ẹ̀rù ń bá gbogbo wọn because gbogbo nǹkan tèmi ń ṣe náà ń wò okay àwọn ọ̀gá alápá kan ń bọ̀ fún Wunmi ò kàn mọ̀ ni àwọn big police officers kan ń bọ̀ just watch but at the end of the day what is happening is wọ́n máa yorùkọ lágbára náà àmì this is how it's going to happen. There is no criminal case yet, okay? The case was with the police. I want to move also the director of public prosecution. Mo fẹ́ kó mọ àwọn kíní òní mo ṣe fẹ́ kó wà in touch with me kí máa láyé ẹ. Mi gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ, mi ò gbà kankan lọ́wọ́ ẹ. Máa fún ẹ ní free information. Information is power, okay?
Yeah.
Now, DPP ni director of public prosecutions. Nígbà tí Ìyábọ̀ Òjó lọ bá àwọn ọlọ́pàá pé kí ni latest, wọ́n sọ fún pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá ọ̀fẹ́ bá Ìyábọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. She's a nuisance. One, the case is out of our hands. It's with the DPP. DPP ni director of public prosecutions. Ìyẹn ló máa ṣe prosecution. Ìyẹn ló máa prosecute ẹni tó pa Mohbad. Ìyẹn ló máa ṣe ìyẹn ni criminal case. So you understand? Different case nìyẹn. Case tó wà since inquest. Okay, inquest ni another court tó kàn fẹ́ determine pé kí ló pa Mohbad. So you understand?
Yeah.
Kí ló pa àbí ta ló pa inquest kì í ṣe criminal court. Inquest need two important things and the two important things is autopsy àti toxicology. Àti rí autopsy, toxicology is not right. It is fake. Ṣé o kàbí tí mo ti ná fake?
Yeah, mo.
Nǹkan tí toxicology yẹn ṣe fake ni pé nǹkan tó ń rí nínú system Mohbad kò possible wọ́n láwọn gbé lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà kí lẹ gbé lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà fún gbọ́dọ̀ gbé nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ sí Amẹ́ríkà wọ́n ń ṣe ní Nàìjíríà. Prime boy ṣé wọ́n túmọ̀ toxicology
Yeah, mo mọ̀.
nǹkan téèyàn jẹ àti nǹkan téèyàn mu last.
Mo mọ̀ kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe nǹkan ṣé drug ni mo bá di lò last nàbí kí lọ́nà rí nínú blood ẹ̀.
Wọ́n rí gbogbo yẹn o wọ́n rí tetanus o toxicology tèmi bá máa kọ toxicology Mohbad láì rí body Mohbad tí máa guess nǹkan tó yẹ kán rí ibi táwa ti wà nìyẹn clinical pharmacist and láti mọ orú nǹkan tó yẹ kán rí what they are supposed to see. Tetanus ló yẹ kán rí if anything àrí tetanus wọ́n wá put àwọn oògùn Amẹ́ríkà méjì kan wọ́n rí paracetamol ńbẹ̀ paracetamol ti lọ. Paracetamol ò lè wà nínú toxicology Mohbad. Mohbad was under the ground for 7 days. Àbí mo parọ́? Mohbad American yẹn kò possible because paracetamol ó ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní half-life. Half-life yẹn is just like what? 3-4 hours. Ó yẹ kó ti kúrò ní body èèyàn. Torí bá ń fọ ẹ prime boy tẹ́yìn tó èmi. Ìwọ young boy, how old ni ẹ prime boy?
27 man.
27. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ mi ló ti ẹ̀ jù ẹ lọ. Well, Káyọ̀dé ò jù ẹ lọ 24 lòun. Oyinlade is 33. Ẹni headache wọ́n fún ẹ ní paracetamol méjì 500 milligram. Mọ́mí Kẹ́mi 60-year-old ẹ̀yìn ń dùn mí 24/7 yẹn náà. Wọ́n fèmí náà ní paracetamol méjì. 7 a.m. lájọ mú pọ̀. Ìwọ mú 10-7 ìmú 10-7. By 10 a.m. No, 4 hours. By 11 a.m. ó yẹ káwa méjèèjì ti rí relief. Ṣé mo parọ́?
Parọ́.
Ìwọ máa sọ fún doctor headache mi ti lọ mo lọ bí iṣẹ́. Mọ́mí Kẹ́mi báwo lẹ yín mo ti ń feel good ẹ̀yìn ọdún mi mọ́. Ṣorí tó bá ti di 5 hours after ta lògùn yẹn èmi máa ń like láti là nǹkan yẹn àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù easily instead like tó bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí lo pharmaceutical words wọn ni understand. By 12 o'clock half-life oògùn náà ń pè the half-life of the drug half the time of the drug to leave your system. By 12 oògùn tá a mú 7 o'clock ti kúrò ní system wa àti lọ tọ̀ ó ti lọ ní urine nǹkan méjì ló ń process oògùn nínú body liver àti kidney ó ti lọ now. Wọ́n á sọ fáwọn pé èyí rí paracetamol nínú ara Mohbad after 7 days underground ṣé o mọ̀ pé irọ́ nìyẹn right there. Irọ́ nìyẹn right there. Ta ló fún paracetamol? Okay, assume pé nọ́ọ̀sì ló fún.
Oúnjẹ ló lè lọ fún nubẹ̀.
It was a lie. Toxicology raw. The other drug tó rí inú Mohbad injection ń pè ní diphenhydramine 50 milligram. Ìyẹn la fi jà lórí Daddy Freeze. Láwọn èèyàn bú mi. Àwọn nuisance tó ń fẹ́ believe truth. Daddy Freeze they can explain it. Money first of all, diphenhydramine 50 milligram, prime boy, ogunye on market in Nigeria. So to get. Oh, what do you say? Kilo where you are?
What double tap ni wọ́n report live fún mi ni.
Oh, I'm all day. Hey, but I want you to report live. Hey, it has smooth out.
Máa rí àtọ́.
Only me told Dr. Kemi is 100% right. O tell me man so wọ́n like o tọ́ ni. Prime boy sórí oògùn kejì yẹn diphenhydramine 50 milligrams yẹn. Kì í market in Nigeria because American drug ni. Number one, Piriton là ń lò ní Nigeria kì í lo diphenhydramine. Now, diphenhydramine tí mo rí nínú body MOHBAD wọ́n claim pé injection ní 50 milligram injection. Ta ló gun ní 50 milligram diphenhydramine injection? Wọ́n máa fi ń sùn ní. Àwọn kan sọ pé Kàrímọ́ máa ń send oògùn sí WUNMI because nurse ni. If she's doing that, she can lose her job. But at the end of the day, nǹkan tí mi sọ ni pé diphenhydramine is not marketed in Nigeria, so how did they find it in MOHBAD system? Who injected it into his system? And even still, it shouldn't be seen in the autopsy. That toxicology must. Nǹkan tí ò bá yọ ní toxicology ni antibiotic àti tetanus. Tetanus nìkan ló yẹ kó ṣìkù. Then nǹkan tó gún MOHBAD lọ́rùn tó fa ẹ̀jẹ̀ àti body fluid tó yọ níbi ọrùn ẹ̀ nínú pósí wọn ti explain nìyẹn. Jọ sórí picture yẹn.
Mo rí.
Sórí picture yẹn prime boy.
Mo rí wọ́n ti send ẹ̀ sí mi, ó gbẹ ló wà lọ́wọ́ lọ́ọ̀yà mi gbáko, ó gbẹ mo ti send ó gbẹ.
Tí ọrùn èèyàn tẹ̀ nínú coffin nígbà tó gbé jáde. The boy's neck, èmi sọ̀rọ̀. Ṣé bó ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn sí?
Oríṣiríṣi kan wọ́n dìdí ṣẹ́ egungun kan wà níbi tí ò lè jẹ́ kí ibà ìbá ò. So egungun yẹn.
Exactly. It's called prime boy. It is called a puncture wound. Kí ni mo pè? Puncture. O tún mọ̀ fún puncture. Ṣé mo ní mọ́tò? O mọ̀ tún mọ̀ puncture. Puncture ni tí mo bá bí táyà.
Mi tí ní mọ́tò.
O tí ní mọ́tò bọ̀ ṣé mo tún mọ̀ puncture? O mọ̀ tún mọ̀ yẹn.
Puncture wound.
Sórí puncture tí nǹkan bá bẹ́ tó dàbí balloon tó dàbí táyà tó bá fọ̀bẹ sínú táyà kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ó máa puncture àbí tó bá fọ̀bẹ sínú balloon ó máa puncture wound náà ń pè ṣó ti yẹ so puncture wound ni ó wà lọ́rùn MOHBAD nígbà tó wá gbé bọ́dì MOHBAD jáde tán nínú pósí kí lẹ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ rẹ jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ àtomi you saw blood and body fluids ẹni ó kò lè parọ́ fún mi náà àtìgbà wọn ni mo ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ jẹ́ máa ní Wùnmí Àṣànà Òbólẹ́kí kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí rélì kan tó pe nọ́ọ̀sì ṣòro nígbà tó ní rélì nìyẹn ṣòro mi ní sharp objects ìgbà tó sọ pé rélì mo ní anyway before I leave God is awake, he's never asleep. I will tell you one thing now. I will tell you one last thing before I go now, Shuri, and I want you to keep this in your mind. Shuri CC camera, whatever that CC camera captured, what's the backups, iCLOUD server, phone, MOHBAD, iPhone, Android, now one lock back with Danny. We can lock by iPhone, but at the end of the day, it was too late, but evidence to a damage. MOHBAD is on we share iCLOUD though. He said something about I'm sharing this iCLOUD with WUNMI or something of the sort. So if they are sharing the iCLOUD, you need the password. Kilo we?
À ń gbọ́ ní voice note ni ìgbà tó sọ fún pé tó bá pa mí ò lè pa ọgbẹ́ bí mi.
Exactly. Now, even tó bá share iCLOUD server yẹn, okay, èmi fúnra mi tí mo bẹ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, mo share Google server pẹ̀lú ọmọ mi. Èmi ni mo ní Google server, but ọmọ mi log in láti America because àwọn photos kan wà tó lè need at any time. Over the weekend, ọmọ mi òun máa ń fa gbùrù ní kó ba lè save for studio time. So gbùrù kan wà tó fẹ́ fà ń sìn. Iṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n ní dog walker ní àwọn yẹn, right? What happens is, bọ́mọ mi ṣe lè log in sínú Google server at any time, right? Ẹ jẹ́ ká assume pé Wùnmí ti log in, ó ti delete CC camera. No matter what you do, it is still in the Apple server. Show you what was a Prime Boy.
Yeah, I understand, man.
And you tell live Prime Boy, live to go viral, seriously viral. And you tell live Prime Boy, tell bad deleting con nínú Apple server, ó sì wà nínú cloud server, ó sì wà nínú Apple. Now I will explain this carefully to you because I don't want you to feel bad, feel sad, ìrònú gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Sórí nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀, right? Tó bá ní email, ṣóyè ẹ̀, ìwọ ló máa answer question yìí, mi ṣe máa bí ẹ. Prime boy, tó bá send email sí mi, no, tèmi bá send email sí ẹ, tó wá fẹ́ delete email yẹn, o ti parí pẹ̀lú ẹ, ibo ló máa ń lọ nínú email? Where does it go tó bá ti delete ẹ? Ibì kan wà tó máa ń pè ní trash.
Yeah, inú trash ló máa ń lọ bá wọn. Inú
trash, àbí?
Yeah.
Àbí bin. Tó bá gbé lọ sínú trash. Bin or trash, á lọ síbẹ̀. Ibòmíì wà nínú email ẹ tó máa ń pè ní spam. Ìyẹn làwọn useless email tó mọ àwọn tó ní, ṣó get? Àwọn Yahoo boys lóríṣiríṣi, ṣó ti get? Èmi máa empty spam mi every day, but kí n tó empty ẹ̀ máa ń fẹ́ wo àwọn nǹkan kan tó lè jẹ́ tèmi. Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan mi máa ń lọ sínú spam filter tó lè jẹ́ legitimate email. Ṣó ti understand? Wọ́n bá US government ṣiṣẹ́ kan lọ́wọ́, iṣẹ́ yẹn dẹ̀ has to do with àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ DA nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. US government send email sí mi, mo ní mi ò rí, àṣẹnu spam filter ló wà, wà move ẹ̀ padà lọ sí inbox. Now email mi tó delete yẹn, prime boy, tó bá fẹ́ get ẹ̀ back nínú trash, kí ló máa ṣe? Kí lèèyàn máa ń ṣe?
Ṣé mi ń recover ẹ̀kọ́ tẹ́mi bá ti delete inú email yẹn ti lọ nìyẹn?
Irọ́, ó sì wà ní trash. Tó bá fẹ́ gbé padà,
bọ́ máa ní èdè tó máa lò nínú trash yẹn náà.
Tó bá wà ní trash, tó bá fẹ́ gbé padà sínú inbox, kí ló máa ṣe? Ẹnìkan ti kọ restore. Okay, that's another word for it, but what it is, you move it to inbox. Ẹnìkan ti kọ move it back to inbox.
Retrieving.
Exactly. Wàá click email yẹn nínú trash yẹn, wàá move it to the inbox. Move to inbox. Whether you're using Yahoo Mail, Gmail, ways where to actually move it padà sí inbox. So to get?
Yeah.
Now, email and sọ̀rọ̀ pa yẹn. Now, prime boy, tó bá delete message lórí Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, ibo ló lọ. Can you get it back?
No.
That is it. Many people will tell you once you delete a Twitter email, X message, Instagram DM or Facebook, ó ti lọ pátápátá nìyẹn, right?
Yeah.
That's what you think. Kò tí lọ bí kankan. Ó wà ní server wọn. Ó ti kúrò lórí fóònù ẹ̀, but ó sì wà ní server wọn. Ṣé wọn bó ṣe release mi Port Harcourt prison yẹn nígbà tí bí omi name di fame o. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá gba fóònù mi. Message tó gbé mi lọ sí prison, wọ́n lé mi ní mi kọ́, mo lé mi kọ́ ni mo kọ́ èèyàn ló send it sí mi and I was investigating it. Ọmọ nǹkan táwọn ọlọ́pàá ṣe nígbà tó gba fóònù mi. Wọ́n wá wọ Instagram DM mi, Nigerian police, federal, wọ́n wá delete message yẹn. Ṣorí nǹkan tó ṣe? Wọ́n delete it so that I look as if I didn't get any message. Ṣé o understand?
Yeah, I understand.
So lawyer ni wọ́n try láti get copy message yẹn láti present sí court, àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti delete it. Ṣorí fraud tó ń ṣe? Èmi wá pé, listen carefully, mo fẹ́ kó learn nǹkan from what I'm saying. Èmi wá pé ọmọ mi nílé ní prison, wọ́n máa gbé fóònù wá from 2 to 4. Wàá sanwó, wàá fọ ẹ́ fóònù, wàá sọ̀rọ̀. Wàá pe lawyer, wàá pe family ẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀. So ìgbà tó di phone time, ìlú wa pọ̀ ọmọ mi nílé. Mo á rán ọmọ mi kó lọ bá ọlọ́pàá kan ní Canada. Mo ní call Constable Scott Mills. I used to work with that officer in Toronto Police Social Media Division. Mo ní kó sọ fún Scott pé kó pe Instagram ní California. So Scott bá pe Facebook Legal Department. Only we have a friend who is a journalist in Nigeria. She's been arrested in a case. There was a message sent to her, which is the key of this case, and we need to get that message because the police over there seem to have deleted it, which will work against her. Oh my God, Instagram wá ṣe. Instagram wá gbé message tán delete yẹn, wọ́n wá gbé padà sínú phone mi. Ṣorí nǹkan tó ṣe, wọ́n wá change password mi. Ṣorí nǹkan tí Instagram ṣe láti Facebook Legal Department ní California, wọ́n wá change password mi. So bàtà àwọn ọlọ́pàá padà sínú phone mi, wọ́n ti log one out. Òrìṣà. Ṣó yẹ ẹ̀kọ́ tí mo sọ fún ẹ?
Ọlọ́pàá ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn o, àwọn ọlọ́pàá
ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn.
Máa wọ àwọn ọlọ́pàá gidi.
So Instagram wá reset password mi, wọ́n gbé message padà sínú inbox, wọ́n á fún officer Scott Mills ní Canada ní new password. Scott wá pass new password yẹn sọmọ mi. Ṣó ti get? Ọmọ mi wá fún lawyer mi. So lawyer mi wá login sínú Instagram mi, ó wá print hard copy message yẹn. This is how I got out of prison. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá náà ṣiṣẹ́ burúkú yẹn. So when mo sọ fún ẹ pé kò sí bí tó bá ti delete CC footage yẹn ó máa wà nínú server Apple yẹn ni mo ti ń kígbe for 2 months okay ẹnìkan ní too much brain Dr. Kemi iṣẹ́ ni àti intelligence now tó bá ti delete kíní yẹn torí mo rántí pé wọ́n ní ayọ̀bá mi spending náà ẹnìkan wọ́n lẹ́yìn náà ní kíní server.
Mi fẹ́ lọ bẹ̀ ni mo ti fẹ́ dá ọkọ̀ ẹ̀ látàbọ̀ mi fẹ́ lọ bẹ̀ torí wọ́n yẹn wà kọ́ máa lọ máa tá ọmọ lọ́mọ kọ́ máa lọ ẹni tí a kú to spending ẹ máa dì wọ́n mú ni because wọ́n lè wà ní life yìí kọ́ máa ń pé so nothing should happen to that boy o.
Spending has nothing to do ṣé wọ́n ní spending bá wọn lọ rògùn ni.
Ìgbà tó ti ń dọ̀rọ̀ ọdẹ tí lè máa ní server yẹn sí kíní yẹn kọ́ máa lọ máa attack ọmọ lọ́mọ kọ́ máa fẹ́ lọ kidnap ẹ̀.
Spending ò ní nǹkan kan wọ́n fẹ́ dárúkọ ẹ̀ wọ́n ní kíní kankan náà lè ní kíní kan láti server kíní kankan I think all he did was he went to the drugstore that is all he did.
No ó lóun fún wọn nọ́ọ̀sì ni ó lóun pe nọ́ọ̀sì fún wọn ni.
òun pe nọ́ọ̀sì òun ló pe backup nurse àbí.
Ìyẹn dẹ̀ funniest part yẹn wà school pẹ̀lú story tèmi gbọ́.
There was another nurse that was not available. Òun dẹ̀ bá wọn pe nurse.
Yeah, help out pe nurse.
He has no liability.
Treat Mohbad because they have a special nurse tó máa ń lò. So I was surprised pé calling one nurse waiting for another nurse kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀.
Yes, you go from gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe spending no. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ nìkan wo kọ́nà àwọn commenters ẹ̀ quiet storm Kemi IQ is too high for MPF. MPF wá jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn máa ṣe wọn ready o. So prime boy kí n tó máa lọ ṣe wá rí nǹkan tá a sọ pa email yẹn bá ṣe máa ń delete nǹkan yẹn. Anything tó bá delete ó ṣì wà ní server wọn. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé bí mo ṣe get gbogbo recording bá mi ṣe nìyẹn? Ọmọ bá mi ṣe ọmọ tó ń panu boss. Ṣé o rántí case yẹn? Ó rántí case ọmọ tó panu BRT tán rape tán pa. A young lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bá mi ṣe bá ṣe
get gbọ̀ngàn kéèsì Mohbad yóò lè jẹ́ ìrántí anything mọ́.
Well kéèsì bá mi ṣe ṣì wà nílẹ̀ tí n bá dá yẹn tí n bá ti ọlọ́pàá kan ló ń stop yẹn náà kò wá sí court a police woman but kéèsì bá mi ṣe ṣì wà níbẹ̀ bá ṣe lọ èmi ni mo lọ get àwọn WhatsApp recording yẹn the very last one tó lẹ́rù ń bá wọn èmi ò mọ̀ nǹkan tí bus driver yìí fẹ́ ṣe ẹ̀rù ń bà mí o her last moment in life I had to go and get it from Facebook's Meta legal department because even though encrypted in WhatsApp you can get all this thing for law enforcement èèyàn méjì ló lágbára law enforcement èèyàn méjì ló lágbára law enforcement pẹ̀lú àwọn social media platform journalists who are investigating journalists and police officers. Gba nǹkan lọ́wọ́ ṣe understand?
Yeah.
Nítorí terrorism case tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí army tó dé láti Iraq tó lọ ní post traumatic stress tó lọ shoot gbogbo barrack de ní eléyìí Apple refuse láti ṣí fóònù yẹn fún wọn because US government ní kàn ṣí fóònù àwọn fẹ́ wo nǹkan tó wà ní fóònù wọ́n ti close case yẹn sìn. Now US government là ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa yẹn o ṣó ti get.
Yeah.
Because of certain laws and liability Apple did not open that phone to see what is in there because wọ́n fẹ́ mọ̀ nǹkan tó ti plan nǹkan tó kọ lórí internet téèyàn bá ti ṣe massacre tán ilé wọn náà máa kọ́kọ́ lọ nǹkan tó wà nílé wọn ìbọn bomb nǹkan tó kọ sórí internet gbogbo ẹ̀ but the Apple phone Apple refused to open it but this is different. Mohbad is not a terrorist. Mohbad did not shoot anybody. This is somebody whose life was taken and plus it was a CC footage which went into an Apple server. So police ní colony power yẹn láti retrieve server yẹn wọn dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe and I will continue to call them out until they do it. That is all I have to say. Do you have any questions for me? Mo ní gbogbo childhood pictures yìí náà. Your friend Mohbad máa gbàdúrà for spirit Mohbad because bí wọ́n ṣe wà láyé ìwọ máa wọ nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ gbogbo good things tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹ spirit Mohbad ló máa improve ẹ spirit Mohbad ló máa help ẹ ó mọ nǹkan tó máa pè ní watch over me gbogbo nǹkan tó bá lọ dáadáa fún ẹ spirit Mohbad ló máa gbé sí ṣó ti get you know what I'm saying àwọn ẹ̀wọ̀n ní Mohbad nation tèmi gbogbo àwọn tó náà ń ṣe justice for Mohbad tó ń fight owó náà gbà lórí justice for Mohbad tó ń ṣe kankan.
Owó ló ń gbà àwọn kan owó ló ń rí lórí ẹ̀ lọ́ọ́ ìtakú sórí àwọn kan owó tó ń gbà Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ máa expose everybody wọn ni àmọ́ àwọn tó bá ń fi òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó fi ń wá justice gbogbo wọn nìkan gidi máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ní dáadáa.
Exactly àwọn tó dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé àwọn tó sọ pé how can you be advocacy for Mohbad pé he needs someone like you didn't this money doesn't matter. The boy was they dimmed his light wọ́n dim light ọmọ yẹn dẹ̀ ní talent and èmi ò like injustice I just hate injustice tí bá ti mọ̀ pé injustice ń bọ̀ tí media ò touch story tẹ́nìkan kò sọ̀rọ̀ nípa story wọ́n ti fẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ nìyẹn tẹ wá gbé autopsy boy wá sọ pé mọ cause of death kò sí kú kankan láyé wò títí kan ayọ̀ tó máa kọjá lórí kitchen yìí báyìí prime boy tí ayọ̀ sínú kitchen mi ò bọ̀ mo ń sọ fẹ́ pé tí ayọ̀ bá kọjá kitchen mi yìí báyìí ayọ̀ yẹn fóònù mi máa kú sí jẹ́ lọ plug ayọ̀ tó bá máa kọjá kitchen mi sí sorry.
Yorùbá pàgbà tá ní bá kó lórí ẹ̀ ń bẹ̀.
nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ fún ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ sáré plug fóònù Samsung ni mo fi ń ṣe kìíní tí ayọ̀ bá kọjá kitchen mi sí prime tí mo ń sọ fún ẹ̀ sí. Human being ní cause of death everybody has a cause of death.
wọ́n jáde sọ fún wa pé ṣọ́fẹ́ kí ló fẹ́ pa ọ̀bọ̀n yẹn gan mọ́nu lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ tó wá lè fún ìjọba láti rí dáa pé orí olórí.
ká ló bá wọn lọ́lé ni I don't think you'll be sitting down in this life now.
I swear to God.
You will be behind bars.
ẹ̀yin gan tí ẹ ní mo ti fẹ́ mọ̀ yín rí ẹ̀yin gan tí ẹ lè mọ̀ mí ẹ lè gbàdúrà fún mi pé lẹ́yìn máa ṣẹ́ fún mi because.
máa gbàdúrà fún ẹ èmi tí máa gbàdúrà fún ẹ ní
ẹ ní mọ̀ because mo ti rí ìwàánu lẹ́yìn kò sí anybody tó máa gbàdúrà fún mi pé ní because Wùnmí gan lẹ́yìn máa show love sí jù. ẹ máa wò pé Wùnmí ó dẹ̀ pa ọ̀bọ yìí dẹ̀ pa ọmọ ló dẹ̀ pa ọkọ ọmọ lọ́mọ.
sentimental person kan lè mi èmi ò wá sentimental I think outside the box.
Thank God for life.
Think outside the box. Nigerians man to lost in the same place. You're not putting head mentality. Mama kola on kokekeke. Herd mentality. Tó bá ní nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo èèyàn máa sá lọ bẹ̀. Wọ́n mọ tó kú ní Dowen school lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n Sylvester Road. Ṣé o rántí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ
kéwájú school yẹn báyìí.
Ṣé èmi kan ni mo sọ pé ọmọ yìí àwọn ọmọ yẹn kan ló pa ọmọ yìí. Èmi kan ni mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ investigation. Gbogbo èèyàn sá lọ sí other side because bàbá yẹn fọ́tò ọmọ òun fídíò tape ọmọ ẹ̀ tó ń kú tí liver yẹn ti enlarge tó gbé lọ sọ́dọ̀ doctor journalist kan wá jókòó wá ní irọ́ ní gbogbo ẹ̀ bàbá yìí ló wà kíníkan àwọn èèyàn bá búlì mi wọ́n bá post address ilé mi wọ́n post phone number mi àwọn celebrity àwọn tó ń tó àwọn Ìyábọ̀ lórí Gistlover àwọn Adétò wọ́n post address mi ilé mi wọ́n ní káwọn èèyàn lọ ilé mi lọ lù mí àwọn kan máa show up ní gate inquest sọ pé the father and the doctor were at fault negligence prime boy ṣọgbọ́n mo tweeted in January of 2022 I have finished my Romani case it was a negligence case on the father's part the doctor and the pastor tó ní kó wá gbé lọ hospital mo tweeted in January of 2022 March of 2022 wàá ṣorin wàá bọ́ sórí world stage wàá ṣe so many things and you will look back on it and you say this is what they wanted to do wọ́n fẹ́ frame against ikú best friend there gbogbo nǹkan tó máa ṣe ló máa lọ dáadáa everything lọ́lọ́ máa work out fún ẹ àdúrà ni mo gbà fún ẹ nísìn everything lọ́lọ́ máa work out fún ẹ ò ní rí ibi ò rí ní ìbànújẹ́ ò ní rí àwọn èèyàn tó ti set up lẹ̀ fún ẹ èṣù onídé ẹgbẹ́ ẹ èṣù oníwọlé ẹ èṣù onídé ẹgbẹ́ ẹ ibi tí èṣù bá ti fẹ́ wọlé Ọlọ́run máa yọ dànù wọ́n lè lóyún wọ́n lè lóbìnrin wọ́n lè lọ́kùnrin wọn ò ní dẹ́gbẹ́ ẹ no weapon shall be formed against you in Jesus name ṣó ti gbọ́ má sunkún mọ́ ọ because Ọlọ́run ti vindicate ẹ.
Diphenhydramine. Well, this was not well explained by the pathologist how they found such inside of MOHBAD, and also the paracetamol that they said they also found inside of him, the residue, which we all know scientifically, at least it has been explained that that should not even exist in MOHBAD's body. So the question that begs for an answer is this: where did they find all of this? Where did they find it? How did they come about it? It is obvious that the toxicology report is fake, is false. Now, what about some other substance, compounds that should have been found in MOHBAD's body? Where are they? None of them were found. So they only put in what they feel or believe is convenient. They took time to rework the autopsy report, or let us even say no autopsy report coming from any laboratory exists. Maybe they only did what they needed to do and they passed it down to that laboratory so the laboratory can have their letterhead put on it. Like, okay, we have done this. Can you help us do this? And then put all the reports on your letterhead paper so we can deceive people. There is more to what the eyes can see, obviously, on what is attached to the demise of MOHBAD. It is not that they took MOHBAD out, although some people are having such thoughts that WUNMI works for certain people and they decide to take MOHBAD out. And somehow this school of thought that WUNMI did what she did out of anger. Both of them had a fight and it resulted into what happened to MOHBAD. It was a fight, they often fight, and when they fight, they are violent. Of course, what do you expect from people who consume hard substance? These are people on the street. They want to always prove and show to themselves that they are rugged. So fighting with weapons, bottles, the charms, juju, and then weapons of diverse, they definitely will do such. It is something that we all know. It's not something that is new. It's not something that is strange. So there is a huge possibility of that to have happened. Now, what is it all about? According to Spending who has not said the whole truth, there was an argument over passport, over Canadian visa, over a lot of things. There is a lot attached to it. So we can as well say it was a personal thing that WUNMI and MOHBAD had, and that fight resulted into someone using a sharp object, and that object eventually ended MOHBAD where he ended. Or did MOHBAD, maybe he was pushed by WUNMI and his neck had something happened to MOHBAD, obviously. So is it going to be homicide, manslaughter? What exactly is this going to be? It has to be dealt with. Now, the part that Karimo gave us was the iPhone of MOHBAD that is still at large. And if anything is going to be found on it, that is if the police are even willing. From what we are seeing, the police are not willing. And when I say the police, I mean those that have been given the duty to investigate. They are not willing to do nothing. And now, according to our guest, certain top police officers will look into this case again. We hope, because the modus operandi of majority of these police officers is to cover up and to lie. The only time they act, and when they wish to, when they want to take action, is because one, vested interest, or two, they are going to be kicked away. Maybe someone high up there, a governor, a politician, well connected. That's the only time you see, and they will make sure that they even include people who have no hands in it. That's how they operate. The case of MOHBAD is something that is clear. Yes, let us remove sentiment from it. It's just like the case of Oromon. The school and the students were supposed to be held responsible, but according to Kemi Oluloyo, our own work shows that the father, mother, and pastor and doctor are complicit in what happened to that little boy. Meaning, this boy is sick. Rather than taking him to the hospital, seeking for better medical care, they were believing on, according to her, the prayers from the pastor, that the healing of God, anointing water, anointing oil, and all of that. And the doctor was supposed to act. But obviously, the doctor cannot do anything if they kept the boy under some spiritual pastor praying and all of that, and became so. She said she did her work there. In that case, people wanted the government to act like it's the school. We have to hold the school responsible. But she did the work, and people said that they had paid Kemi Oluloyo, that they wanted the school to go down for it. We have to be truthful about everything. And in the case of MOHBAD, a lot has happened, and many things have been swept underground. Obviously, swept underground to cover and to protect the interest of WUNMI through her mother. Yes, and WUNMI also, having gotten the heads up, she quickly ran. She did what she could do. But in all of this, who has the right or authority to request for CCTV? The Nigerian police. If they write to Apple will provide this. It will be returned back into Mohbad's phone. But because they don't want to, they are not willing. They will not. They want this matter to go and die a natural death. That's it. They don't want to do anything about it. They are not willing to do anything about it because there are people who are connected to it. People not really like they are protecting the interest of WUNMI. It's just that they feel like, wait, this thing has spread too far. There are certain things attached to MOHBAD, attached to everything, and now WUNMI and things like that, blah, blah, blah. Everything is just so big. And they don't want to be part of it. It's not as if WUNMI is so well connected. No. Apart from my mother being a corrupt police officer that was sacked. Apart from her, there is nothing else. They just quickly destroyed it at the beginning. Now, we've touched, and our guests also touched on the medication that they claimed that MOHBAD allegedly had inside of him or was administered to him. What was not supposed to be seen, found after 9 days, not even after 5 hours. Not to talk of someone that has been buried. It was found. And also, when MOHBAD was exhumed, unless they punctured his body, unless when they were exhuming him, they had mistakenly, maybe the coffin, when they were trying to, maybe they broke it in a way and or something. Don't forget that MOHBAD is under the soil. There's a possibility of a little bit of so maybe something had scratched MOHBAD and produced that amount of blood and water. Maybe. We don't know. But people spotted it and they said, look, this sort of connector or link to what we've been thinking happened in that house. Iyabo Ojo Shekpeteri, he said it. MOHBAD passed away in that house. So MOHBAD's body was taken out of that house, not alive. So what pied MOHBAD inside of the house? How come the nurse is nowhere to be found? Why is Spending saying that I don't know the whereabouts of the nurse? The nurse, it was just a phone number. I don't know her house. I don't know. Where did she connect to Spending? Who gave Spending the contact? These are questions that begs for an answer. These are questions that begs for an answer. Where is the nurse? How come the nurse is nowhere to be found? How come the nurse is not telling us anything? These are questions that begs for an answer. Kemi Olunloyo has performed excellently. She put out what a lot of us have been saying, the way we've been looking at it. But somehow our hands have been tied because those that are responsible for getting justice for MOHBAD are not willing. So it is now left for the masses. It's now left for you and I to keep pressing, to keep on and on. Maybe somehow this will get to Apple and Apple will realize. Maybe people will go make a protest in front of Apple asking them to do the needful. Kemi Olunloyo shared what happened to her back then when she was arrested, courtesy Shekpeteri, who had given her wrong information and said, look, fly with this story. Of course, Shekpeteri could have produced this or presented it on Gistlover, but it was handed over to her and she jumped and rolled with it without doing a proper work on it. She jumped on it and it was about a pastor, Ibiyomi. She ended up in prison. But she said the only reason she could get out of prison was because she had called her son to contact because they said the police had deleted proof that it was sent to her and she had worked on it. You see? So the police also, they are part of it. Who paid the police? Is it Iyabo Ojo that ran away then? And she denied saying ever sending anything to Kemi Olunloyo. or is it Pastor Ibiyomi that wanted to punish? What exactly? She said, I had to contact my son, who contacted a friend of mine in Canada, a police officer, who wrote to Instagram. Instagram changed the password and they put back the video from their archives. And that was, they put back the message. And that was how my lawyer was able to print and took it to the court and said, this is what it is. The police, they became disabled. So this, she's connecting it to what happened to MOHBAD. That the police are part of the reason why this case can be solved via those that were asked or given the job to investigate the demise of MOHBAD.